Hi, my name is Megha Patel, and today I will be talking about my analyzation on the movie Paris is Burning and how it explains dance as a social unifier. Paris is Burning is a documentary that was released in 1991 and it was written by Jenny Livingston. This film's focal point was on the ball culture in the mid to late 1980s. It was focused mainly on the ball culture of New York City, Latino, African American, gay, and transgender communities, which is also known as the LGBTQ community. This film was subjected on AIDS, homophobia, poverty, and racism. The three vocabulary words we should know before we get into details is voguing, drag, and houses. Voguing is a dance style in which competing ball walkers freeze and pose in glamorous positions as if they were being photographed for the cover of the Vogue magazine. Drag is a complex performance of gender, class, race, in which people were expressed by their own identity, desires, and aspirations along many dimensions. Houses is served as surrogate families for young ball walkers whose sexual orientations have sometimes made acceptance and love within their own families hard to come by. The ball was a place where people expressed, discovered, and loved themselves. It was also a place where people shared the same status as you and sometimes even the same interests. In the 1980s, the ball community was not accepted by their families and friends, so they went to the ball because they were not being judged by other people. Some of the people just went there just to have fun and enjoy their time with people who weren't being judged, and they didn't also judge others because they were all going through the same situation. Another reason why ball was classified as a social unifier was because they had the same category as other people. Some examples are like high fashion, school, town, and executive realness. People from the LGBTQ community embraced themselves the way they were as their true identities. There was discrimination going on with the LGBTQ community, and it was sad to know how their own parents threw them out of their houses. Since they did not have houses to stay in, they found houses from the ballroom. The ball houses became their homes, and they all were unified as one family. Since AIDS was another problem at the time, people were mostly unified because as people didn't know how they were being treated, they all were getting diagnosed and they didn't have others to support them, like their families. But on the other hand, the people who they were staying with were all going through the same situation, and they all felt somewhat comforted because they weren't technically alone because they had companions who were going through their same pain and situation. They were afraid of death and they were in dire need of their family, but their families disowned them because of the way they felt towards other people in the community. In conclusion, the ball circuit had various issues in the community, such as racism, poverty, homophobia, and AIDS, like I explained in the presentation. The main point was that the ball was the only place in the time where it was free of judgment, and there was no expectation from society. Thank you. Bye-bye.